One moment. I do not have anything additional. Thank you, sir.
Cross-examination by the defense whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chardy.
Yes.
You testified you were Allison's direct supervisor for approximately 3 years, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you supervised, I believe, a total of 4 individuals as part of your direct group?
At the largest, it was 11. There were 4 of us in the state of Arizona,
4 in the
including
state of-
myself.
Got it. And you described this team as a very close-knit group.
That is
You
correct.
considered each other family,
Yes.
and everyone in the team got along well.
Yes.
And in addition to being her Allison's supervisor, you considered her a personal friend, correct?
Yes.
Okay, in fact, I think you testified you saw her as a little sister.
Yes.
You guys were close.
Yes.
And you were someone that Allison trusted, correct?
Yes.
And this work team of yours, including Allison, knew you were someone who enjoyed recreational shooting, correct?
Yes.
In fact, they gave you a gift certificate for a shooting range for Christmas,
Yes.
I believe. And Allison was aware of your knowledge and interest in firearms.
Yes.
And when you discussed some of the guns you owned.
Yes.
You testified, you talked about going to a shooting range, taking her to a shooting range.
Yes. I offered that if she ever was interested and decided to pursue the matter further, that I would certainly be willing to take her and provide her at least some basic information.
Okay. Did you guys set a date or anything like that for that?
We did not.
And you testified that she was looking into getting a gun for home protection?
That was, again, the conversation that we had very briefly. It was just around personal safety. Yep.
And you also learned that Allison and Alex had visited a gun store in Tucson?
Yes, she made mention of that in one of our conversations.
And as you testified, that's something that stood out, that her asking about guns stood out to you after learning about her death. So you decided to share this information with detectives, correct?
I did.
Prior to Allison being promoted to, I believe you said territorial manager in 2015, her annual salary was approximately $82,000. Does that sound about right?
Prior, as a territory manager, probably somewhere in that range, yes.
Okay. One moment. And then just one last question. So 82,000, that would be approximately $3,416 a month.
I'll take your word for it.
No other questions, thank you.
Any redirect by the state?
I don't have any additional questions. Thank you.
Okay. And does anyone from the jury have a question for this witness? And seeing none, may this witness be excused subject to recall.
Yes.
You may step down, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the state may call their next witness.
The state calls Kat Palma.
Good afternoon. Are you Ms. Palma? Okay, we'll have you come up here to this podium and we'll get you sworn in.
Can you state and spell your name for the board?
Kathleen Palma, KathleenPalma.
Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
And I'll have you take a seat up here in the witness box. Thank you. And you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon.
Hi,
Would you please just introduce yourself to the jury?
my name is Kathleen Palma. I'm a crime scene specialist for the Scottsdale Police Department.
And how long have you been in that role?
22 years.
What did you start as with the Scottsdale Police Department?
24 years ago, I started as a police aide with the city.
So, police aide for a few years,
Sir,
and then you moved into the role you're in now.
yes.
So, take me way back to the beginning. How do you get that job that you're in now?
Well, the government had full reimbursement at that time, so they sent me to school, and I was interested in doing something different, learning a new career within the department, and so I found myself in the crime scene unit.
So, what did you do in school? What kind of classes did you take to end up in the crime scene unit?
Biological, physical evidence, ethics, all the crime scene investigation and criminology classes that one would take for this job.
Is that at like one of the colleges locally here?
Yes, I have coursework at Scottsdale Community College and Phoenix College. Additionally, I also have West Virginia University.
So after going into those courses, you ultimately transition from being a police aide to the crime scene unit. What does that look like at the beginning? What's your role in the crime scene unit?
We do on-the-job training, so I had a rigorous on-the-job training program, 4 phases, with a trainer until I'm deemed competent with a proficiency test, and then I'm released solo.
So how long are you in that training initially when you have somebody with you?
You may. Sure.
I'm not handy enough with the standing microphone to pull that off, so. So we're gonna go back to you take these courses, then you start at the crime scene unit with somebody else.
Correct.
How long do you work with somebody else?
My training was actually abbreviated since I already worked for the department. I had 3 months of on-the-job training.
And what does that look like?
Learning step by step from the note-taking process, what we look for at a crime scene, the policies and procedures of the department, and doing things, shadowing someone else until you're competent to do it by yourself with supervision, and then you move forward from there.
So after you get released to kind of be on your own, what does your day-to-day job look like at that point?
We basically wait for a crime scene. We wait to be requested, doing everything from burglary to homicide. So it can be any kind of case that we are requested to do crime scene work on.
Do you work with a team?
Normally, we work solo, but if it's a larger scale crime scene, then we would work with someone else.
And so when you show up for work in the morning, let's say there isn't a scene you have to go to immediately, do you go to an office first?
I do.
And then at some point, you are called to go respond to a scene, whether it's a burglary, a homicide, or something else.
That's correct.
Do you ever get called out from home yourself?
Occasionally.
And so you arrive at this scene, and we'll get to this case in just a second, but typically would you go in like some sort of van? Do you keep your supplies in like your trunk? Does someone bring other supplies? How does that work?
We have a vehicle. It's a large van, and it's stocked with equipment. We also have personal equipment that we store in a storage room until we are signing on for our shift, and then we take that equipment and put it in the van with all of the other equipment.
So kind of like you see on TV, there's like a crime scene van that shows up and you have what you need in there?
That's correct.
Okay. So you've been doing this with the crime scene unit since 2004?
Correct.
Okay. And were you any breaks in there?
No, sir.
So going now to this case, February 18th, 2015, were you in the same job that you're in now as in the crime scene unit?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And in this type of scene, were you asked to respond out to Allison Feldman's home?
I was.
And was this a normal work shift for you?
It was.
So what was your shift at that time in 2015?
I was the 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. shift.
So we've been talking kind of about that 5 to 6 p.m. time frame roughly. Were you then this was a normal day for you, tail end of that day?
That's correct.
Sitting here today, do you know exactly if you were responding from your office or from a different scene in the city?
I don't know.
Have you ever, to your knowledge, had any interaction with the defendant, in this case, Ian Mitcham?
I have not.
So you respond to Allison's home. What is your kind of, when you arrive as part of the crime scene unit, what task are you delegated?
I find whom I need to speak to, the case agent or whomever is in charge of giving me a directive at that time, and then they will assign me to a task.
And was this sort of a unique, or is this a scene that sticks in your mind?
Absolutely.
You said you make contact with a detective. Do you recall when you first arrive at that house, initially being asked to assist with photographs of Alex?
That's correct.
And before we get into the weeds of everything you did in this case, I want to kind of make sure we're on the same page. Is your role, as far as this scene goes, specific to mostly taking photographs, apart from impounding a few items from Alex?
That's correct.
As part of the crime scene unit, do you have experience where you may respond to a scene and be asked to do something else?
Yes.
For instance, you might be asked to collect certain items.
Yes.
Is that fair? Or swab certain items?
Yes.
Or whatever else fits under your crime scene unit umbrella?
Yes, sir.
But in this particular case, your role that you were given was largely to take photographs.
That's correct.
And we're going to go through a whole bunch of those in just a few minutes. So you arrive on the 18th. You initially take some photographs of Alex. Is he inside, outside, something else?
Outside.
Do you take photographs of any of the firefighters?
I do. I was directed to take photographs of their shoes.
Is that kind of standard for people who had been into a scene where you may want to know what their shoe prints might be?
Yes.
Do you get asked to go to a police station kind of following behind a detective who is taking Alex to the police station?
Yes, I do.
And why do you do that?
In order to collect his clothing.
And do you eventually arrive at that police station and interact with Alex?
I do.
Can you tell me anything about his demeanor?
Most of my interaction was actually prior when I was taking photographs. At the station, I was just handed his clothing and didn't have any conversation at all.
What's his demeanor like at the scene?
Oh, he was sobbing. He was very, very emotional.
And you collected some items and impounded them from Alex?
From Detective Lukai.
Fair enough. Is he with you at the police station?
Yes, sir.
What did you collect and impound?
Some clothing and a buccal swab.
Who took the, pronounce it buccal swab?
Or buckle.
Okay, either
Either
way
one.
is fine. Who took the swab?
Detective Lukai.
And then he provided it to you to impound?
That's correct.
What is that? I'm not going to ask you too much about this because we're going to hear a lot about it, but what does that process look like, the impounding process?
It was already prepackaged when I received it, so it was brought in my vehicle directly to Property and Evidence, where I handed it over to them so they could process it immediately. There was no other action in between.
Are there other swabs that may require action in between?
Yes,
But in this case, you didn't do any of those swabs?
correct.
Okay. So now we're going to take you back to the home, arriving back around 5:30 or so.
Yes, sir.
So tell me now what you do. You arrive back at the house, and now we're sort of getting into the nitty-gritty of your assistance at the scene. What does that look like?
I was asked merely to take overall photographs of the scene, exterior and interior of the home.
And what are you wearing, or what do you put on as part of your taking photographs?
We were all wearing personal protective gear, which was comprised of Tyvek suits, the white bunny suits that you may see, gloves, booties, and hairnets at that time, and particulate masks as well.
Before putting on that, did you notice any sort of smell emanating from the home?
Yes, sir.
Whereabouts do you first notice the smell?
Near the threshold, and I was told in advance.
That there would be that smell?
Yes.
Did it, was it, can you tell me more about that? Is it obvious to you, noticeable, faint, something else?
It was obvious. It was a very harsh chemical smell, and it burned the eyes.
So you've put on that booties, gloves, hairnet, particulate mask, and you said a Tyvek suit?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me more about what that actually is?
It's a non-breathable fabric-esque material that's mostly like a plastic-lined paper on the outside, kind of a plasticky on the inside, which protects you from the scene and the scene from you.
Does it get hot?
Very hot.
You said non-breathable.
Correct.
Do you take it out of like a plastic bag when you put it on? Is it the same one you wear to every scene? Something else?
We use a new suit for every scene that we would go to that needed one. We don't reuse them.
And at the point that you are there, you said you wear gloves. To reiterate the point again, are you moving through the scene initially with that detective that's next to you, or is it just you by yourself?
With the detective.
To your memory, is it just the two of you that go in to take sort of initial or entry photos?
I don't recall.
Okay. Why might you go through and take photographs of the scene prior to sort of putting up evidence placards or things like that?
To get the scene as pristine, documented as we possibly can without anything being moved or altered in any way.
So when you say pristine, help me understand what you mean by that.
As it was when we first arrived, without any disturbance.
And as people move through the scene, other crime scene unit specialists or detectives, at some point, are they going to have to manipulate items, whether they are collecting them or swabbing them?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall who was initially directing you to do these things? What detective?
That was Detective Lockerbie.
And you mentioned you don't recall if you went into the scene with another, or which detective you went into the scene with initially?
I believe it was Detective Lockerbie, but I don't recall if anyone else was present.
Okay. Do you recall, sitting here today, do you recall if Detective Heinzelman was present at the scene, this gentleman?
He was.
Okay. Would it have been your practice when you're taking those initial pristine photos to be moving through that scene with the detective kind of following his direction?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to get to your initial photos, and then we'll come back. But that evening around 9:30 or so, do you essentially end your shift and hand over your photographing role to a different crime scene specialist?
Yes.
Is her name Alexic?
Yes.
Is that, at the time, was that normal for you to kind of stick relatively close to the hours of your shift that you were provided?
As much as we could be, so we could be utilized the next day without being fatigued.
So you mentioned your shift at that time was 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., but you stayed a few hours extra.
Correct.
And then once someone had arrived who could do what you were doing, you were relieved so you could be ready the next day?
That's correct.
And actually on the 19th, do you show back up at the house around 9 a.m. to continue taking photos?
I do.
Okay. So I'm going to go through now just some of the photos that you took on the 18th. We'll start there, and then we'll go back and talk about what you did on the 19th, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And can you give me a heads up if you're showing any photos of the victim, for example?
Yes.
Okay.
Will do, Judge.
Thank you.
So we've got maybe 75 or so here that I'm going to go through initially. Is it fair to say you took a lot of photos?
Yes,
And at the time you're taking them, you know, you don't know what happened in that house on 218.
correct.
A couple of these have already been admitted, but I will note those, Judge. Did you want to stipulate or do you want me to? Oh, we'll stipulate, yes. Judge, I'd move to admit by stipulation exhibits 182 through 248.
And no objection?
No objection.
It's ordered admitting exhibits 182 through 248 into evidence.
So I'm going to go through them just one by one. And again, there's some that we've talked about already. So we'll start though with 182. What is this thing?
That is my placard. That's the first shot that we take when we photograph a scene.
And so taking this initial photograph would have been early on, kind of just to orient you. We've already talked a little bit about some photographs that you took of Alex. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll get to those momentarily, but I'm going to jump straight to the house if that's all right. So we have sort of out of order here, Exhibit 45, previously admitted. Is that just the front of the house?
Yes, it is.
Do you have a screen in front of you?
I do.
Now we're going to 189. Separate photo of the house. Is this red tape common for crime scenes?
Yes,
Did you put that up?
I did not.
Typically, would a patrol officer put tape up?
Yes.
Now we're going to go to 190. So you're taking kind of just general photographs of the home, is that right?
That's correct.
And what side of the house is this?
I don't know its directionality, but it's,
Do you know which direction from here the front door is if I go back one to this one? If I go from here to here?
without my arrow, I don't know
Which way is
which
north?
way is north.
Fair enough. Here, maybe if I keep going here. 190, this is 191. I'm gonna keep going with photos of the house. Looks like just the side of the house. You've got a window there
Yes,
and a block wall.
yes.
192, moving back. What are we looking at here?
That is the front of the house moving to the right a little bit
Okay.
from the front door.
In these pictures, do you see the front door open?
Yes,
From this kind of vantage point, do you recall, would you be able to smell the chemical smell from here?
yes.
193, moving again to the right. What are we looking at here?
The other end of the home from the front where the garage is located and a vehicle in the driveway.
And there's a hat over here in the ground,
Yes,
rocks there. Just gonna keep moving that way to, can you tell what we're looking at here?
and a little bit further to the right from the same images, kind of from a different vantage point.
And that's 194, this is 195. Is that the back, or the block wall between Allison's house and her backyard area up here?
Yes,
196, what is this?
that is just a placard that we use usually in between rooms or different areas to show that I was heading into the east backyard.
So kind of as you're taking these pictures in, if you look back at them in order, are you able to see, okay, these were taken here, now we're transitioning to another area of the home?
Correct.
197. What is this?
That would be from the north end of the backyard looking across the backyard.
And we've got kind of another vantage point. Previously admitted. So you take these photos, we're into the early evening hours now?
Yes,
And these are, again, the ones we're looking at right now are what we've described as sort of those initial photos or the pristine photos, so to speak?
yes,
So prior to other people from the crime scene unit coming in and looking at things or swabbing things or things like that?
correct.
Okay. So I'm just gonna jump real quick to 53, again, another photograph of the backyard.
Correct, from the northeast corner.
And so can you see this door here?
Yes,
And then there's an Arcadia door here.
correct,
Both of these doors appear to lead into the house from the backyard?
correct.
Okay. Going back now, 198. What are we looking at here?
That is again the backyard from a different vantage point under the patio at the southwest corner area.
And 199?
And that would just be from the same area from a different vantage point looking east.
I feel like in some ways this, the reflection of this light kind of washes out some of the photos, so I'll try to be cognizant of that. But is there a gate here?
There is.
Okay. And again, you had mentioned as you move through the house and take these initial photos, you're with one other detective at the time? Does that sound
Correct.
right?
Yes, sir.
Would you have been following that detective lead as far as like where to go, where to enter and exit the house, things like that?
Yes.
Okay. Going to photograph 200, just moving. What is that a picture of?
That is a closer photograph of that gate on the east side.
I'm gonna move a little bit closer. 201 now. What are we looking at there?
And that is that same gate close up.
Okay, and one more of the gate, 202. Here.
And that is a close up of the gate showing its closed status with the hasp.
And there's no lock on this gate as far as you can see.
Correct.
Okay. What's behind this gate?
That's an alley to the east that runs north-south.
I'm going back to 201 now for the record. Do you have any recollection about the height of this back wall?
I don't.
Okay. Does it appear to be somewhat lower than the height of the next door neighbor's wall?
Yes.
Moving back towards the house, 203, what are we looking at here?
That is from the southeast corner of the yard looking toward the garage carport area of the residence.
And I'm gonna jump now to a previously admitted picture, exhibit number 50. Is that just zoomed in, same thing?
That is actually from a closer angle looking inside that carport.
Gotcha, zoomed in was the wrong phrase probably.
Yeah.
to use for a
No, you're fine.
photographer. So we have the garage here, can see that?
Yes,
And this little gate between the garage and the backyard?
yes.
Does it appear to be locked at all to your knowledge?
Just secured with the hasp with no lock.
And there's a door here that leads into the house, is that right?
I believe so.
Okay. Gonna go to 204, more of the backyard. What are we looking at here?
That is from the southwest corner looking due north across the patio of the backyard.
And are there some coolers in this photograph?
Yes, sir.
Some pool flotation things?
Yes.
I'm gonna jump to exhibit 51, previously admitted. What is this?
That is a photograph of the patio looking toward the Arcadia door and showing the items on the patio.
And there's a little yellow thing right here. Can you see that?
Yes,
What is that?
that is my north arrow.
Is that to orient yourself when you're taking photos?
That's correct.
Can you see into the house from back here?
Only slightly,
You think you could see in better if the lights were on?
possibly.
Are you using a flash to take these photos?
Yes.
You can see, obviously, you mentioned the Arcadia doors did appear to be a door over here that leads into the house as well.
Yes.
We saw this cooler here. Going back now to 204, there's 2 other coolers here, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Gonna go to 205. What is this?
That is I believe it's the north edge of the pool.
And so looking at this photo over here would be the Arcadia door to the house?
I'm not certain from this angle.
That's fair. What's this?
The
Can you
pool.
see it? Is there an item in the pool?
Oh, yes. That is appears to be a mat.
It's hard to see when it's up here, right? It's like washed out
Yes,
on
sir.
that screen. I don't know why. But okay. Again, would you have been working in tandem with the detective of items that may be of interest to take photographs of?
Yes.
If I kind of go back, just because I want to make sure we have this orientation to 198, and you see in this picture sort of where the grassy area is over here? Not quite well, but for purposes of my question.
Yes.
And that there's like a little pump valve or pipe right here,
Yes.
so to speak. So if I move you then to this photograph, 205, does that help orient you as to where that rug would be in the pool generally?
Yes. That would be at the northeast corner. Or
Okay.
sorry, northwest corner.
Gotcha. So now jumping 206, going back towards the Arcadia door there.
Yes, sir.
Kind of see your north arrow a little bit better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At this point that you're taking these exterior photos, is there anybody in the house like working or anything? Is it just you and the detective? We're gonna get these initial pristine photos.
Correct. No one else is in there until the overalls have been completed.
Call them overalls?
Yes.
All right. Going to 207, focusing in. What is that a picture of?
That is the base of the Arcadia door, the threshold.
And while you're here, can you see, did that appear to be potentially of evidentiary value to you?
Yes, sir.
Have you been to, I mean, at this point, in 2015, you've been doing the crime scene unit for 11 years?
Yes, sir.
Have you been to a lot of scenes in 11 years?
Yes, sir.
Are you generally familiar with what blood might look like when it's been spilled?
Yes.
Does that appear like it could possibly be blood?
Yes.
Exhibit 208, same thing, closer view.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to 209, same thing, closer view. What is this? Do you recall?
I don't.
Okay. Might be a better question for someone else.
Yes.
At this point, your role is to photograph the things, but you're not picking up things, collecting things, touching them, so to speak.
Correct.
To the
Nothing specific.
Gotcha. Going to 210. What is that?
That's a closer image of where the doors meet at the threshold of the Arcadia door.
It looks like there's a screen door here that's open. Is that, or not, does that look right to you?
Yes,
It's hard to see
open.
from this picture.
Yes.
The glass part of the Arcadia door closed,
Correct.
and then what does this appear to be from your training and experiences, possibly?
It's an apparent blood stain.
Okay. 211 entry. What is that? Again, that's a card you use to document.
That's correct, prior to leading into the entryway of the home.
Is this probably your hand or someone else's hand?
Probably mine.
Okay. At this point, though, if you were taking this photo, for instance, with the placard or something, and you're just standing somewhere, let's say you're about to walk in the front door and you haven't entered yet, would it be that unusual for you to not have gloves on yet, considering you're just touching the placard?
That's correct.
Okay. But in this case, you do have gloves and you're right, looks like right inside the door?
Correct.
About to be. So now we're gonna move to 212. This is gonna be, we're starting to move into the house a little bit. Oh, never mind. 212. What is this a picture of?
That is looking through the front door threshold into the entryway of the residence.
And as we've moved through these photographs, I'm zoomed out too far now. So as you're taking these kind of in order, generally you did the front and you kind of moved around the front, and then we saw you were in the backyard and you had that east backyard. So reiterating that you were following whichever detective you were with at the time, do you have an independent memory how you got to the backyard?
I do not.
Okay. Safe to say you were following a detective who said, we're going this route and then we're going to go and take photos of the backyard and then move to the inside?
Correct.
Okay. So 212, well, I think I'll get to a better photo as we move through here. Now 213, what is this a picture of?
That is a photograph through the entryway toward the remainder of the living area and kitchen.
So where's like the front door from this perspective? Can you tell? If I go back 1 to 2,
I would be
12. I guess if I go from 212 to 213, do you recall where you would be in relation to sort of entering the house?
I would be angled toward, we're looking at the east wall, roughly going toward the southeast, so it would be I would be standing roughly at the area of the door just inside.
Just kind of looking to your right a little. Is that
Yes.
right? You use southeast, I think, but I'm not great with directions, so to your right. Is this how the couch was then?
Yes,
And this staining on the floor?
correct, was present.
Okay. Do you see some obvious blood in this photograph?
Yes, sir.
Just around here, kind of initially?
Yes.
Okay, on the left-hand side of 213. Now we're gonna go to 214. Now we can actually see the door in this one. Where are you looking here?
I'm looking inside the door directly east toward the east wall through that area to the dining area.
Okay. There's an item on the ground right here. You can't really see it from here, so I'll ask you about it a little later. But if you know already, do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay. There's obviously that same staining we talked about here. There's this chair. Can you tell me a little bit about does this chair appear to be at the dining room table?
Yes,
And then there's like a standing mirror back here?
correct.
Okay. Again, it's maybe if I, yeah. Okay. We're gonna go to 215. What is this a picture of?
That's a photograph from the entryway toward the kitchen.
We see like a big S here. Does that appear to be blood to you?
It does,
Okay. And then some other staining throughout?
correct.
Okay. Do you see what appears to be flowers on the counter?
Yes, sir.
So I've talked a little bit about using the lighting and how you weren't able to see very well from the back. Is this the lighting that was in the house? Were the lights off to your memory?
Yes, I believe the lights were off.
Okay. 216. What is that?
That is showing the front door from the inside looking outward.
You see somebody in this picture. Would that potentially be a detective?
Yes,
What is this on his feet? or her feet?
Booties.
To 17, moving back another one of your placards. What is SW?
Southwest.
To 18. What are we looking at here?
That would be a photograph of the living room area from the north to the south.
And again, this would have been the living room before items were collected or removed or processed.
Correct.
What about this one?
That is the same living room from a different angle.
The couch appeared to be pushed up right against this table,
Yes, sir.
as far as you can see. Is there blinds covering that front window?
Yes.
So this would have been how they were to your memory when you arrived?
Yes, sir.
Closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm at 220 now.
And I believe, is that the victim in the photo? Okay.
Sorry, Judge, in the corner there.
And so just as a reminder to our media representative, we will not be filming or photographing this portion. And you can proceed.
220, what are we looking at here?
That is the living room looking toward the northwest from the toward the northeast from the southwest corner.
It looks like a computer here.
Yes, sir.
Maybe like an extension cord with something plugged in right here.
Yes, sir.
TV remote.
Yes, sir.
And you can see Allison, part of Allison's body here.
Yes, sir.
And this, do you recall this light being on? Hall
Yes,
light?
sir.
Okay. 221, sticking with the living room for the most part, just items on the table.
That's correct.
Moving on, what does that say?
Southeast kitchen dining.
That's 222, just your placard there. So 223, back to the kitchen. Can you see what appears to be additional sort of blood or staining up in this area?
Yes.
And all through this sort of living room, or I'm sorry, dining room floor area?
Yes.
You have your placard here.
Correct.
Flowers I mentioned on the right side.
Correct.
Perhaps a card of some sort or two cards right here.
Yes.
Okay. Going to 224 now, continuing in the kitchen area. Again, just a different angle of sort of the same thing we saw from 223
That's correct.
with some shoes on the floor here.
Correct.
Okay. Would it have been a normal course for you guys to leave this door open in this, when you're working in here?
Yes.
Does that also help with the smell?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna move on to 225, continuing through the home, initial photos. Again, can you see that kind of S smear here?
Yes, sir.
Shoes again,
Yes.
be a trash bag.
Yes.
We've heard about the laundry room, but haven't talked about it in photos too much. Is that back here,
Yes,
the
sir.
left side of 225?
Yes, sir.
So if this is a door that I referenced earlier, could that potentially be the door that leads out into the backyard from the side of the house?
That's correct.
Just gonna try to orient it so that I'm on the same page. 50?
Yes.
So that's the interior kind of corner, and we'll get to it in a minute. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Stick with me. We've got a lot of photos to go through still, okay? 226. Is that the kitchen?
That's correct.
Just a different angle?
Correct.
I'm gonna keep moving 227. We can see that laundry room door here.
Correct.
Okay. And 228, what is this a picture of?
That is from the living dining area looking outward toward that Arcadia door on the east side.
In the pictures that I'm showing you, all of these, the light here at the end of the hallway.
Correct.
Okay, and then if I go down, removing the body from this view at this point, there's some items again on the floor here, which at this point sitting here, you're not 100% sure what those are.
It appears to be medical discard.
Does this look familiar to you, this circular thing?
It looks like an ECG pad
What would that be used for?
to determine if there was a heart rate by the fire department.
Removing that from the screen. I have another photograph, which is just slightly closer into the hallway, which I'll exhibit 232, which I'll display for the record for just a few seconds. This point, again, the same viewpoint with both lights kind of encompassing.
That's correct.
Okay, removing that from the screen. Now we're gonna move to 233. Northwest bedroom.
Correct.
And for these, I just have sort of a photo of each of them to give an overall understanding of what the bedrooms would have looked like. I'm not gonna ask you too many questions about these, but 234, what, is this one of the bedrooms?
That's correct.
Just normal looking bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. Do you take all these photographs at the time that you're working in this house? You don't know exactly what may or may not become important later?
That's
Is that fair to
correct.
say? And we mentioned that you're working in tandem with the detective, but are there times where the detective may say, like, can you go get some photographs of the bedroom, and that detective maybe is not hovering over your shoulder the whole time, but trusting you to do that job?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of working at their direction. Maybe the detective has more information or has an understanding of a background that you might not have yet about what happened.
Correct.
Okay. 235, same bedroom,
That's correct.
getting kind of an orientation. Okay. 236, moving on. What is that?
The northwest office.
Eventually your hand here again on the left side.
Yes.
Okay, looks like maybe is this taken sort of in the office to some degree?
Possibly.
Possibly, all right. We'll go to 237. Is that office view?
That's correct.
Okay. So this is what we'll call it for purposes of today, just the second bedroom we've talked about. We have the guest bedroom, we have this office,
Yes.
okay? Now 238, another bedroom,
That's correct. The north bedroom.
bedroom. Were all of these bedrooms off of that hallway?
That's correct.
So we have you go in and there's that hallway to the left with all 4 bedrooms?
Yes.
Okay. So now 239, picture sort of that bedroom. Does that look right?
I'm not certain.
Okay, potentially just more used for storage, not having a bed or anything.
Sure.
Perfect. 240,
The central bathroom.
were there 2 bathrooms?
I believe so.
Okay. 241, we've got bathroom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna show you the other bathroom in a second, but just so we're on the same page, it appears in this bathroom, you have your little arrow here.
Yes,
your
sir.
orientation. There's a bathtub
Correct.
curtain on the left side of this, 241.
Correct.
Okay. 242, same bathroom.
Yes.
Taking a picture of what it looks like from the doorway.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're moving on. 243. What is this?
The northeast master bedroom.
So that's kind of your designation to yourself. This is what the next photographs are going to be of.
That's correct.
Okay. 244. What is that?
Looking into that bedroom.
Okay. We've heard some testimony about this, but does there appear to be a jacket or potentially some item of clothing on the bed?
Yes,
And a few items at the edge of the bed here?
that's correct.
Otherwise, is there anything overly remarkable from this particular vantage point?
Not that I recall.
Does the window appear to be covered?
Yes.
Flowers on the dresser, on the nightstand?
Yes.
On the left-hand side of 244. Moving on to 245. similar here. In this picture, can you see that taller dresser that you couldn't see in 244?
Yes,
And that's on the left-hand side of this exhibit 245.
correct.
From these overalls, can you tell now what if that looks like a jean jacket to you?
It appears to be.
Okay. And then otherwise, just the dresser with some items on it.
Correct.
Heard some testimony about this as well, but these drawers generally are closed. This one maybe got caught on some clothing or is opened.
Objection, Your Honor. Argument and meeting.
Sustained. Could you rephrase, please?
Sure. We're looking at this tall dresser right
Correct.
here. How do the drawers appear to you?
It's hard to tell to discern from the photographs, but appears at least one of them is ajar.
And the remainder?
Appear to be closed.
Fair enough. 246, same bedroom.
That's correct.
You can see that dresser again now on the right side of 246.
Yes,
How do the drawers appear to you?
they appear to be closed on that angle.
All right. So now when you're looking out this door or this picture, you kind of can orient yourself with this. Is this in the middle of the picture, the hallway leading back into the rest of the house?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's in the middle of 246. We have more pictures of the house we'll talk about, but as we get through most of the overalls here, we'll at least get an understanding of what the house looks like generally. 247, what is this?
It appears to be the master bath.
The entry or doorway into it?
Correct.
Okay. 248,
The interior of that bathroom.
and looking at this picture, 248, can you see into the shower area?
Yes,
Okay. Otherwise, just a relatively unremarkable looking bathroom.
appears to be, sir.
Do you know what this thing is?
It appears to be maybe a hair straightening iron.
So perhaps related to a female's bathroom,
Yes, sir.
fair to say, okay. And we said this is potentially this is the master bedroom's bathroom?
Correct.
Okay. What about 249? We've seen this one before. What is that?
From a different angle.
Do you know if this door, does that appear to be consistent with the door that leads to the backyard as far as you know?
I don't know.
Okay. And again, your role at this point in the case, as you show up on the 18th, is kind of a detective saying, come with me, I want you to take some photographs.
Correct.
Okay. We skipped this before. These were previously admitted, but I just want to be clear as to who did what. The photographs that you took at Alex at the scene prior to following him to the police station, do you remember me asking you about those?
Yes, sir.
So I have a handful of those. I'm just going to move through them to make sure we have seen these are previously admitted. 183, does that appear to be consistent with photographs you may have taken outside prior to following along to the scene just to document Alex?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'll just move through them then. 184,
That's his face.
same thing, okay. 185,
Hands,
186,
other hands.
187,
And we have them flip their hands
and 188.
and the other hand.
Why do you take pictures of his hands?
Just to be certain if there's any type of injuries or anything remarkable on anyone's person while we're taking overall images of them.
Did you notice anything in those photographs remarkable about his hands?
I did not.
Now, we talked about your role and you kind of turn it over to someone else and leave around 9:30. Do you go back then to the house on the 19th? I'd asked you that before.
Yes,
Around 9 a.m.?
that's correct.
And do you make contact again with Detective Lockerbie?
Yes, sir.
And when you show back up on the 19th, are more crime scene personnel involved at that point as far as doing some work at the house?
Yes,
More processing is being done at that house?
yes.
And is it your role? What's your role when you show up on the 19th?
Just to take photographs.
So you're assigned again, come with us, take photographs.
Correct.
Do you do any swabbing on the 19th?
No,
Do you do any evidence collection and impounding on the 19th?
I do not.
Okay. Is it possible that when you are there in your role taking photographs, that someone may ask you to go to something and take a photograph of it, and including the inside of it?
That's correct.
If you were to do that, for instance, take a photograph of a cabinet or a drawer, would you then, in that capacity, have to open that thing?
Likely, yes.
What sort of precautions might you take in doing that?
We would be sure that we had gloves on at that time doing so.
And if you had any reason to believe that the cabinet or the drawer or anything was involved in some way, would you try to pull from it from a neutral area, an edge, or avoid any sort of handles?
Yes,
Would that sort of be a standard practice in your 20, or at that point, 11 years of experience,
yes,
plus the remaining 9 continued in this job?
yes, sir.
Did you, well, let me move through some of the pictures then that you took on the 19th. I'm going to put this one down. Judge, I'm now going to ask this witness about exhibits 70 through 180. And defense has noted they would stipulate to the admission of these.
Okay, and just confirming that's correct? It's ordered admitting exhibits 70 through 180 into evidence.
So for anyone who's counting, we got about another 110 for your role on the 19th. At this point, there's other crime scene individuals out at the scene. Are there evidence placards and things like that that you're assisting and taking pictures of?
That's correct.
But so we're all clear, you're not necessarily collecting that item. So if I say, you know, what is this a picture of, you know, placard number 8 or placard number 9, you might not have been the person who did anything with that item number. You're more asked to, hey, there's a placard here. Can you please take a photo of it for us?
That's correct.
Okay. So to orient you again, we'll just go with your card. So we have on here a date and time.
Correct.
And what are those?
That's my placard from that day, 2/19 at 9:15 a.m.
And this is you, K. Palma.
Correct.
And what's this number?
That is my badge number.
And this is a report number?
That's the report number.
Okay.
Correct.
Obviously, we can read Scottsdale PD. Where is this picture taken, if you know?
That appears to be in my vehicle.
Okay. Looks like you have a little table or some sort of workspace, something there.
It's my camera case.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. So that's 70. Now we're gonna go to 71, just to orient you. Again, a placard, carport.
Yes.
72, we're not gonna show too many of the carport just yet, but what is that?
The vehicle inside of the carport area.
And as we move from that one to 73, kind of jump a little, but was there a cabinet in the garage against the wall?
There was a storage closet.
Storage
yes.
closet. And did you photograph an item inside of that storage closet?
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking at 73 initially. Does that look like the door closed?
Yes.
And if you can see, does it appear to have a hatch up here of some sort that, at this point at least that you're photographing it, is unlocked?
Correct.
Okay. Or latch might be a better term. 74, is that the storage closet open?
Yes.
With you see a placard 8 there?
Yes.
I'm gonna zoom in on it, or another picture closer in, 75. Does that appear to capture that exhibit 8?
Yes, sir.
And then 76, again, does this appear to be exhibit 8 just with the label?
Yes, that's correct.
And you said when you went in on the 18th, you could clearly smell a strong chemical odor.
That's correct.
So is it fair to say, was there, to your knowledge anyway, potentially a reason why you might be photographing chemicals in that garage?
To identify if any could be utilized in that way.
Okay. Try not to get my hands on here. 77, is that still that cabinet with the placard number 9?
It is.
And then 78. Some of these will move through a little faster. Again, we're gonna have some chemicals here.
Yes.
It's hard to read on there. If you can read it, can you read it?
It appears to be muriatic acid.
Okay. Are you familiar with Exhibit 8 and 9 as they might be related to the maintenance of a pool.
Yes,
Okay. 79, we've seen this, but now it has a placard. What is that the hat that was in the rocks in the front yard?
that's correct.
Okay. And again, now we're in the daylight, right? Because it's after 9 a.m. on the 19th.
That's correct.
Exhibit number 80, and we'll go this way. Now we've got a placard with that item in the pool.
That's correct.
Okay. Moving back to the house, 81, living room.
That's correct.
Okay, just to orient you. 82, we've got an evidence placard now 12. Is that right?
Yes,
And now again, we can clearly see that these pictures are taken during the day. From this picture, we also see some pieces of paper that are taped to the walls here. Can you tell me what those are since they're in this photograph?
they are targets that are utilized for the Faro scanning device, which is a 3D laser scanner that will take 3D imagery of the entire scene.
And so clearly these targets are up. Was that done here
Yes,
by someone else?
yes.
Okay. Is that pretty standard nowadays, the 3D scanner thing?
Now, no, we're way beyond in technology, but back then, yes,
It was pretty regular to do
Yes.
that Faro scanner?
that's correct.
Okay. 83. What are we looking at here?
Those are markers placed down with an overall of that living room dining area.
And so again, I recognize I've reiterated this a number of times, but you're taking these photographs, and now we have something else here in the bottom left corner-ish of 83. That's like a blue mark.
Yes.
Did you put this down?
No, that was a laboratory.
Okay. So you're taking this picture, and we're documenting how it is now on the 19th, which is sort of throughout the morning. How long are you there on the 19th?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember, was it that a regular workday for you?
Yes,
And so if your regular shift ended at 7, would it be possible or likely you probably worked towards around that time frame?
yes,
Okay. Again, there might have been some flexibility given that you worked longer the day before and you're kind of continuing with the same scene.
correct.
When you came to this scene on the 19th in the morning, did you come straight here or did you go to the office first? Do you remember?
We always go to the office first and get our vehicle and equipment prior to responding to a scene.
Okay. So now in this one, I think this is probably the first time we've seen these letter placards. We know that you left about 9:30 the night before after taking the overalls, and there were not these letter placards. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
So when these were placed and who did what with these would have been during a time frame perhaps before you arrived back on the 19th in the morning?
Correct.
A better question for a different witness?
Correct.
Okay. Now we're going to 84, again documenting, we have these Faro targets,
Yes, sir.
and then this L1 here.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to ask you too much about what each of the numbers mean, but is it fair to say you didn't place this or collect anything as it related to this particular item,
Correct.
but you documented it in a photograph?
I did.
Okay. 85, we have L1 and L2 in this picture, is that right?
That's correct.
And again, at this point, there are other crime scene personnel who are delegated a different task and are doing their tasks on the 19th while you're taking photos.
Correct.
And I say that just to point out that at some point you take a photograph here in 83, and you're there this late morning, and we have L1, and then later in your photograph, same morning, we have someone has come through, and now they have documented an L2 to focus on as well.
That is correct.
Okay. And in this, can you see that Faro tripod, or is that something else?
That appears to be the tripod, yes.
Okay.
Or a
And
photography tripod.
some sort of tripod?
Yes.
Fair enough. Should have said it that way. And it looks like you captured somebody in the mirror here. I don't know. I doubt you can see who that is. But does that appear to be similar to clothing that you would have worn? Where's autofocus? That might help. Maybe a little washed out. Appear to be similar to clothing you would have worn as being there as a part of the crime scene unit.
Yes.
You can see kind of vaguely a mask, the suit, a hairnet. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Looks like perhaps that person was just captured inadvertently in the mirror.
That's correct.
On this picture, well, I'll leave it alone. By this point in the morning, the Allison's body has been removed.
It appears so, yes.
Okay. You weren't present for that
I was
removal?
not.
Okay. Would that be common practice in your experience that the medical examiner would come and remove the body relatively soon after police response within, a little within hours?
Yes.
Jeff, could you give me the number of that picture, Sergeant?
85. This is exhibit 85. If you're asking for the title of the picture or the exhibit
The
number?
number, thanks.
86, continuing to move through here. Now we've got what's L2, and someone asked you to, hey, can you take a picture of this?
Yes.
Is this standard when you're doing these kinds of things, or did someone lay this down for you?
No, that is my L scale.
What's that?
That's to take measurements, usually of comparison quality images or footwear or something where you need that scale in your image for reference.
So moving through, we have here, this is your L scale. Now we can see it actually looks like an L.
Correct.
All right. And down here, we've got a little tag, a date, item number, case number. Is that your initial and badge number?
That's correct.
And again, your directionality.
Correct.
This you can't see this whole placard, but here you've got it labeled L3.
That's correct.
Okay. And again, you didn't apply this blue stuff to this particular thing when you took a picture of it,
Correct.
but someone else did and said, come take this photo.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna move through similar 88, just another picture of that, different lighting. Do you sometimes take multiple pictures of the same thing? Scratch that. When you're taking these photographs, do you kind of check them as you're going and say, did I capture what I intended to capture?
Yes.
Okay. Are there times you might take multiple photographs from a different angle or a different lighting just to see if you can see on camera what you might be seeing with the naked eye?
Yes, and actually on images such as that, it's a normal practice to take several different lighting angles.
So now, consistent with that, we'll move to 89, which we have here documented as L4. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Exhibit 90, another of L4, different, just slightly different lighting,
Yes.
slightly brighter. Okay. Now, kind of in reverse order here, we've got 91. Can you see on 91 where potentially L3 and L4 are in relation to the house itself?
Yes.
So can you just describe for me? I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking. I want you to talk.
They're in the dining area, which is the bordering the east Arcadia door there. L4 being just inside, just to the west of that east door, and L3 being further to the west, which is closer to that living room front door area.
Okay. And we see again, these have sort of this blue stuff on them.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you too much about that, but is that something that is consistent you've seen used in crime scenes when it comes to potentially shoe or foot impressions?
It's a laboratory process. It's not a crime scene technique that we on the road use.
Fair enough. And help me go through that. In this case, while you were present, did some members of the Scottsdale Crime Lab come to the scene
Yes.
and do some of the things that the lab does?
Yes.
And I won't ask you too much about that, but they were present at the same time as you were.
Yes.
Sometimes, okay. East backyard.
Yes, sir.
It's exhibit 92. Gonna move back to the backyard. Now, exhibit 11 again. What is that?
That is the mat or piece of carpeting that was pulled from the pool.
Does it appear to have some staining here?
It does.
Okay. Now 94. Is that the same thing, just a different angle or different zoom or?
Yes, a closer image.
And does that appear to be consistent with the carpet then that was marked as 11 and in the pool initially in those overalls that you took?
Yes,
Now it's just been taken out of the pool and laid on the pool deck?
correct.
Pool deck. All right. Now we're at 95. What is this? Can you see that?
I believe it was an earring inside the pool.
And we see placard 13.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna now go to 96. Maybe it'll be easier to see. Does that appear to be an earring in the pool?
It does.
'97. What is this?
And that's an overall of the edge of the pool.
And you can see placards 13 and 14.
Correct.
And can you kind of see that earring that was referenced in placard 13 previously?
Yes, sir.
Right here in the bottom middle of the photograph, roughly.
Yes, sir.
And then 14, we have what appears to be, what is this?
A broken tile.
And does that appear to be consistent with this item at the bottom of the pool on the left side of this photograph?
It does.
Okay. '98s, same thing, just zoomed in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this exhibit 14, the tile piece broken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now 99. Let's do, that way's fine. What is that?
That is the earring removed from the pool at a close-up.
Okay. And you're kind of matching it up with the placard that we had previously shown to kind of keep the item consistent with the item number in the photograph.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. We're at exhibit 100. Similar questions. What item number is this?
That is the broken tile removed from the pool and placed on a piece of paper.
Okay. Exhibit 14, or I'm sorry, item 14 with the placard anyway?
Correct.
Okay. And I don't know if sitting up there if you can see this, but does there appear to be potentially some hair attached to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we're at next 101, laundry room.
Yes.
Okay, gonna move into the laundry room. 102. Again, now we've got, what is this a picture of?
That is the laundry room.
Can obviously see a washer and dryer,
Correct.
some cabinets.
Yes.
We've got, this looks like the edge of somebody with, can you see anything on their feet or no?
They're wearing booties.
Okay. Is that sort of consistent with some of the personal protective gear that detectives frequently utilize?
Yes.
Now 103, what is this?
That is a closer-up image of the cabinet doors above the washer dryer.
So now again, we're talking about 219 sort of during the day, I'll call it now, as you're taking these photos and you're present at the scene. So now we've got 104. What is this?
That is the open cabinet displaying photo marker number 15.
Up here?
Correct.
Above the Swiffer box on the right side of this photo?
Correct.
And then so if this is 103, in order to take this photograph, would you have opened these cabinets?
Yes.
These two, how would you have done that?
From an area that would not normally be touched and certainly not by the knob.
Going back to 103, are you able to see those knobs?
Yes, sir.
Do they appear to potentially have, I'm going to try to put it at an angle where it's not as washed out. Do they potentially have what appears to be something, can you see anything around each of the knobs?
Yes, there were dried droplets, some type of spray on each of the knob areas.
Would that have been apparent to you when you were photographing these cabinets?
Yes,
Would that have been a reason for you to avoid touching that area?
certainly.
.105, that cabinet on the right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, 106, moving into the kitchen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, at this point, we've seen the kitchen overalls that you took it, and is this picture a little bit different than the initial overalls that you took?
Yes.
So this is 107. You see some of those item placards in this picture?
Yes.
Can you talk to us about them?
They were placed prior to my arrival, and I was asked to photograph the marked items.
So we see it looks like a 16, a 17, and an 18.
Yes.
Is that right? And then a little arrow?
Yes.
north
And I
arrow?
believe there may be a 19 in that furthest drawer as well.
Over here?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see that? It's hard to see from this
I
picture.
can't tell what that is.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll get to it. But this is sort of the countertop here, and now you started to move into placards and taking pictures of placards to later correspond it to items that may be either important or seized or swabbed or impounded or to some degree connected back to the placards and you want to know where they were when you took this picture? As a little compound, Judge.
If you could rephrase, please.
Sure. Is it important that you're taking this picture so you can know where placard 16 was?
If you could rephrase, please.
Sure. Why do you take a picture of placard 16?
To show an image of what may be of evidentiary value, which has been marked prior to my arrival.
Same reason you're taking a picture of all these placards.
Correct.
This is the gist of my question. Okay. Moving on. 108. What is this?
That is contents of a purse marked item number 16.
Again, what we saw in 107.
Correct.
Now we're going to go to 109. Do you know what that is?
And that is a Walmart receipt that was marked as the PM16 in the
Okay.
purse.
$110. What is this?
The drawers which have been marked as 17, 18, and 19.
Okay. And again, at the point that you're taking this picture, you didn't put these placards down, is that right?
Correct.
Did someone else open these drawers then?
Yes.
Okay. And maybe if we go from this one, can you see anything around placard 18? I'm going to move on to the next photo. Can you see anything?
It looks like an additional receipt.
Okay. Now if I show you exhibit number 111, does that appear to be, what is that?
That is the Kohl's receipt that was shown previously.
Okay. And you're documenting these photographs. Is it your job to be connecting up, the dots, so to speak?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we're going to go to 112. What is that?
Photo marker 19, which appears to be additional receipts.
Okay. That last drawer in the kitchen that we looked at?
Yes.
All right. 113.
Item number 20, a soap container on the counter.
All right. 114. Oops, I'm going to turn it this way.
Internal contents of the refrigerator in the kitchen.
Okay. 115. Dining room.
Dining room.
$116. What is this?
That is a photograph marked PM21, which is the threshold of the Arcadia door in the dining area.
Looks like the Arcadia door is clearly open at this point. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Do you have any memory of opening that door?
No, sir.
You were asked to take a photo of this placard.
Correct.
Okay. Based on your training and experience, does this red staining, is this consistent with blood?
Yes, sir.
Does this blue appear to be related to the lab's work?
Correct.
Okay. 117. You see that placard 21 again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is that?
I'm not certain.
If I go from this one, 116, to this one, does that just appear to be that track of that door here?
Yes.
What is it? What does it appear to you?
I'm not certain.
Okay, fair enough. But we do see the placard 21 here.
Yes.
Okay. And that's exhibit 117. Exhibit 118?
That's the staining to the Arcadia door at the threshold.
Okay. Is that, you call it staining? Does that appear to be consistent with blood to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as I'm looking at this picture, is this essentially, well, let's go to one more, see if it helps. 119. What is this?
That's another image of the same area.
Okay. So the blood here, middle of the picture along this white piece of the door. I mean, as you're looking at this, can you tell if you close the Arcadia door, is this going to be between the door and the wall?
That would be a protected area had it been closed.
And as well as this, depending on how whether the screen was open or closed. But if it was closed, this would have been against the wall.
Correct.
Is that fair? Okay. 120, backing it up, is that the same area we've been talking about, 120?
Yes.
And again, there's an item here.
Yes.
Exhibit 121, what is this?
That is a Swiffer mop marked in the dining room of the residence.
Oh, marked as 22.
22.
Does there appear to be an item of clothing on this chair?
I'm
Can
not
you-
certain
can
what
you
it
tell?
is, but yes,
Okay. Something red is in the middle of this photograph?
correct.
And again, your job is to take photos, not to document what each of these things are necessarily.
Correct.
All right, okay. $122, what is this?
That's a mirror that is directly to the east of the Arcadia door.
And it has placard number 23 on it?
Correct.
Okay. 123, moving back, what is this?
That is the pillar leading from the front entryway into the dining area, and you see the hallway to the north.
On this photo, it might be faint from your perspective, but can you see anything around this light switch area from there?
I believe on the corner, the southwest corner that's closest to us in the image, there was a red discoloration.
Now, if I show you 124, is that a better picture?
Yes, sir.
Now, of that red discoloration?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, going to 125, an evidence placard number 24. Is that the same thing, but now with an evidence placard?
That's correct.
Okay. So that's 125. We're going to move again. This living room, okay?
Yes.
126. All right, now we're on to 127. So we've seen this image a couple times, but now you see some evidence placards.
Correct.
Can you see on the floor here that discoloration again?
Correct.
Was that apparent to you when you were there in person?
Yes.
Now we're moving on to 128. Again, now you've moved sort of same thing in the living room, but a different angle.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 129. Again, this is the status of, is this the status of the scene on 219 as you're working during the day?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Kind of documenting what others are doing and what the placards are being placed?
Correct.
Okay. 130? What is this?
Photo markers number 25 and 26 of items on that living room coffee table.
$131.
Northeast master bedroom.
So going back to the master. Now I have maybe a better picture here. 132. We can see now placard 27.
Yes, sir.
Consistent with what we've discussed before. What is that potentially?
It appears to be a jean jacket.
Okay. And now we can see here potentially this drawer is more open than it was in the prior picture. Is that right? Or
Possibly.
possibly? Okay. Again, we'll move to what the spare bedroom, as I termed it, 133.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned, I'll just show limited pictures of those. 134. What is this?
That's the rack along the wall in the bedroom.
Okay. And now 135. Were you asked to take a picture of that placard number 28?
Yes.
And again, as you're taking these pictures, you're not necessarily the person who's documenting what each of the items are.
Correct.
Okay. 136.
The northwest office.
Okay, back to the office. 137.
Placards 29 and 30 located on the floor of the office.
Okay. Now we're going to go back to the bedroom. Okay, northeast master.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's exhibit 138. And 140.
Photo marker 31.
What is that? Just Do you know?
It's a case of some sort.
Okay. What does this appear to be a picture of generally?
It appears to be that open nightstand drawer.
Okay. And now you were there for most of the day, and we had talked about potentially how long that day. If I showed you Exhibit 141, does that refresh your memory a little bit?
Yes.
So does it appear you were still there on the 19th at 1900?
Yes, sir.
What time is that?
7 p.m.
Okay. Again, we've seen this placard before, but do you just kind of write on this and then use each time you use this, you reuse the same card?
The placard, yes,
Yes.
we would just erase it and put a new case on there or other additional information.
Got it. 142.
The carport,
Were you asked then to go in and take some photos of the car in the carport?
yes.
143. What are we looking at here?
The doors and door handles of the vehicle inside the carport.
In this image, in this vantage point at least, what door is this?
That is the passenger front.
Okay. 144. Is that a handle?
Yes,
I think perhaps better at 145. Can you see anything on here?
yes, there's wiping and dripping on the handle area of that door.
Would that have been something you would have also seen with your eyes?
Yes,
Okay. 146. Now we're still on 219, roughly 7 p.m. We're going to the laundry, is that right?
yes.
Okay. Now 147. It's hard, kind of washed out, but what are these up here?
Those are the cabinets in the laundry room above the washer dryer.
Okay, but now they've got little things on them.
Correct.
So is that, did you place those little things?
I did not.
Okay. Someone asked you to take a picture of them?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna move to, what is it? What does that say at Exhibit 148?
Laundry A,
Okay. And what about 149?
laundry B,
And what about 150?
laundry C.
Okay, and now I'm gonna slow it down. Can you kind of see, you tell me, can you see in Exhibit 148 that, I think you called it droplets or something that you testified to earlier around the handle here?
Not as much from this angle.
Okay. What about on 149?
Yes,
And what about on 150?
yes,
So, just for purposes of efficiency, if I'm kind of this, is this what you're referring to?
yes, like a semicircle of dried droplets around the handle area.
So on Exhibit 150, this sort of semicircle in the bottom middle of this photograph where it has sort of a white coloration.
That's correct.
Okay, and kind of, you had mentioned, we showed a previous picture of it with all three handles, but as we zoom in on these, perhaps this one has the best general understanding. Can you see it on this handle too, which would be to the left in Exhibit 150 a little bit?
Yes,
Left middle of this photograph?
yes.
Okay. Going to 149, can you see anything about the knob itself?
It appears to have dried material on it as well.
Okay. $151,
Into the kitchen.
back to the kitchen, okay. And now 152,
And that appears to be the windowsill area and the window from the kitchen into the backyard.
okay. Now it's evening time on the 19th,
Yes, sir.
okay. And in this picture, do you see any of those similar white droplets or consistent discoloration that you've talked about before?
Yes.
Where is that?
That is on the window that is to the south.
This is sort of the middle of this picture almost. Do
Correct.
you see anything on the faucet handle at all?
Yes.
Okay. Is that, well, this is a bad question, but when I asked you about the discoloration, do you see anything like that on the faucet?
Yes.
Okay. It's 152. 153, keep moving here, central bathroom?
Yes.
Okay. And 154,
That is the sink of that bathroom.
Okay.
and faucet area.
And what about this picture, if anything, is remarkable to you?
There are significant dried droplets of material on the faucet and in the sink.
And so, again, just for the sake of time, if I note this faucet here, like around this basin up here, you can see white, what appear to be white droplets?
Yes,
Would that have been visible to the naked eye as well?
yes,
On this handle here in the top middle of the photograph?
yes,
Do you see? And then you mentioned in the sink itself?
yes.
And when you put central bathroom, is that that's the bathroom is that the bathroom that is not the master bathroom?
That's correct.
Okay. So sticking with that for a moment, we have 155. What is this a picture of?
That is the cabinetry of that bathroom, then marked similarly to how the laundry room was marked.
With these stickers?
Correct.
Did you apply these?
I did not.
Okay. So I'm going to now go from 155, perhaps a better angle on 156. Go
That
ahead.
is a close-up of that area of the cabinetry.
Is there anything remarkable about 156?
It also had a dried spray of some type throughout.
Maybe it's obvious just from the picture, but as you're looking, this kind of these white dots here, so that's what you're describing as like a dried spray.
That's correct.
Can you see anything in here that appears like maybe drippage or something along those lines?
Yes,
From your being present at the scene, was this, we've seen this now in this picture, but just so I'm clear, this doesn't appear to be intrinsic or part of the design of the cabinet, but something applied or sprayed over top?
correct.
Okay. 157,
Northeast master bedroom.
going back to the master. 158. Do you know what that is?
That's the door handle of that bedroom door.
Is there anything remarkable about this photograph?
It also appears to have a dried sprayed substance on it.
And then 159, another handle.
That's correct.
Again, anything remarkable about this photograph?
It also appears to have the same material.
And just to be clear, this one, 158, has sort of a key possible, can you see that?
Yes,
And then 159 has sort of a, you could lock it by hand?
correct.
Okay. Continuing on, 160.
The master bedroom dresser with the markings on the handles accordingly.
And now when you're taking photographs in this room, well, let me go to 161 before I ask you that question. Again, we have these stickers?
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything remarkable about this photograph?
It also appears to have a similar spray.
It seems that the light, yeah, there we go. So you can, is this what you're talking about, these white dots?
Yes,
And then this, what, these lines?
yes,
Okay.
drippage.
Drippage, okay. And as you're working in this room, moving to exhibit 162, you're getting multiple photographs and multiple angles of this tall dresser.
Correct.
Do you see the same staining or spray on these handles?
Yes, throughout.
Okay. At the time that you're working in this room, is it kind of, well, at this point, you're kind of getting up close and personal with this dresser at exhibit 163? Is that fair?
Yes,
Okay. You might not be able to read that. Can you read the label on that one?
I see the master bedroom, but I cannot see the number.
Okay. I can actually see it on this one, but it's not appearing as very well on yours.
Maybe an A?
Okay. Is it fair to say that these were labeled by someone else and you took pictures of them?
Correct.
And why, in your experience, would you go through and label the drawers?
They plan on taking some sort of evidence or documenting a specific area of that mark.
So if going to 164, for instance, if you were going to either take something from this drawer or swab the knob or do something else, might you want to know which of the drawers in the dresser you were referring to later?
Yes, you'd grid it out essentially in a smaller area to be able to identify where the evidence came from.
Okay. Can you read that number if I put it like this?
It appears to say master bedroom B.
Okay. And again, in this zoomed in photo, we're looking at exhibit 164, this closer photo. Can you see what a better angle maybe of what you were talking about?
Yes, with the spray and the droplets,
Yes.
drips, yes.
Okay. If you look at the handles themselves, does there appear to be any on that handle itself?
Yes.
Okay. I won't ask you that about every single one, but we are going to move through. So we have documented each individual handle. 165?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you to read every letter, but is it, if I go back to this picture, would it be standard if we're going A, B, C, D, and you would just go down in a grid through the letters?
I believe so, but I didn't place them, so
You didn't place
it's
them.
hard to
Fair
see.
enough. So now we're going to move on to 165. I'm sorry, 166. Again, same dresser.
It appears to be D and F, possibly?
Fair enough. Can you see that staining on here?
Yes.
Okay. 167.
That would be master bedroom E with the same type of staining on that drawer.
And on the knob, does it appear to be any as well or no?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
168.
It appears to read master bedroom F with the same type of spray to the knob and drawer.
Okay. 169.
Master bedroom G with the same type of spray.
And 170.
Master bedroom H with the same markings as well.
Okay. Almost through here. 171.
I can't read the letter. It's in the master bedroom. Looks like possibly, is it I? Yeah.
If this was H, would it most likely be
Yes.
I? Okay, I won't hold you to it, but as we're going through each of these, I'm almost done with the dresser here.
And
Another one?
master bedroom J with the similar markings.
Okay, it's 172, 173.
Master bedroom K with similar spray.
And again, would this spray have stood out to you as you're standing there?
Yes.
174.
Master bedroom L with similar markings.
Okay, almost, here we go, 175.
And that appears to be the nightstand with the drawers and knobs marked with a similar spray visible in that photograph.
Is there anything remarkable about this when it comes to the coloration?
With the spray that it's very visibly white against the black dresser.
Moving on to 176, and then again, just what is this a photo of?
Master bedroom M would be that drawer with that spray on the drawer and knob.
So just moving through, documenting the scene as it stood out to you on the 19th.
Yes.
Okay. 177. We're back. That's just documenting that you were in the master bedroom.
Yes.
Now we're gonna go to 178. What is that? Another card where you asked to continue to do photographs that evening?
Yes. That's
Okay.
another card number 3, which is at 8:20 p.m.
And so why do you do these multiple cards? You know, you have one at like 9, and then one at 7, and now at 8:20.
If we have to use a different photo card, if one is full and we need to change to a different card, we want to reorient ourselves and show exactly where we are, the report number, and all the necessary information.
And then what do you, we're almost at the end of the day, so what do you do once you take all these photos with, you know, you're at the scene, you have your camera, you're taking all these photos. What do you do with them?
Our photo cards would then be uploaded into our digital image management system, and the cards would then be reformatted for reuse in a different scene.
Okay. So you upload them to you called it a digital management system?
At that time, yes.
What is that?
It's a big server that stored all of our images at that time.
And is that a secure place to put these photos for saving for later?
Yes,
Fair to say, okay.
yes.
And will this placard help you reorient as to where you were, what case number, things like that?
Yes, should anyone need to view the images, we want to make sure that they have all that information.
So that was 178. So you go back in the house and you take a few more pictures. I'm not going to show you all of them, but it looks like you took more pictures of potential things on the floor. I won't ask you too much about what they are.
Yes,
And then that's 179, the L2, and 180. Why does this one look so much different than 179?
that doesn't appear to be my image.
Okay. When you went back into the house?
Yeah, that looks like it's, sorry.
Go ahead.
It looks like it's a photo lab image where they change it into black and white to better contrast when they're examining. So those photographs don't appear to be mine.
Okay. Were you present at the house at the time that the personnel were going through and taking footwear images?
No,
Were you present when you took the footwear images earlier that day?
yes.
Okay. But if the lab went in after you and took additional footwear photographs, you would have left by that point?
Yes.
Okay. And do you do any sort of footwear comparison or anything? Is that part of your job?
The photography, yes.
Just the photography of the potential impressions?
Yes.
And to reiterate, you didn't seize any sort of swabs from any of the knobs?
No,
Would you have any reason to have touched any of the knobs?
no,
Would you have any reason to have, well, were you asked in this particular case to impound anything that may have been collected from the house?
no.
Okay. You actually go back again, might be, we can continue for a few more questions, and that might be a good time to break, Judge. Are you asked to return again on the 20th?
Yes,
So now this would be your third day at the scene, essentially?
yes.
Do you remember around when you got there on the 20th?
I don't.
Okay, fair enough. If I put up this placard, what would that help orient you?
Yes, that is 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:05.
On February 20th, 2015?
Correct.
So now we're back to card one, sort of, is that in reference to the camera cards you're using?
Yes.
Okay. So Judge, I'm gonna move into the 20th. Let me show defense the remainder of these. Judge, I just moved to admit and publish 256 through 269 by stipulation.
And any objection?
No objection.
It's
And-
ordered admitting 256 through 259 into evidence.
And then I'm gonna, if it's all right with Your Honor, after we go through a few of these, I will break for the day if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So we've got you there. I'm gonna show you now 256, center bathroom again.
Yes,
So again, you're asked to come back on the 20th, or told to come back on the 20th.
yes.
Is that around when your shift started then, the 8 a.m.?
Prior to.
Okay. So if you were there on the 19th from 9 a.m. to what appeared to be 8:20 or so from that last placard marker,
Yes.
is it likely that you did anything else related to your work prior to going back on the 20th
No.
in the morning? Okay. So when you left on the 19th, you tell me, was it your understanding that you're probably just, hey, come back tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. So we looked at 257, 258. What is this?
That is a soap container in that bathroom marked number 32.
We're gonna zoom in a little bit, 259, just, what is that?
That's a close-up of the soap container, number 32.
Okay. And again, we're a little disjointed. Is it fair to say that there, again, are other individuals in the home that are looking at things and putting photo markers down for you to photograph?
That's correct.
260,
The living room.
261. What is this?
That is an area that the laboratory had processed and marked out for me to take photographs.
And so once we're at 261 now, this one clearly looks a little bit different than some of the ones we saw of the living room before. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And how is it different?
It appears that there are placed cones there. There's now an L number 5. And there's something else in the image that I can't tell what that is. Laboratory material.
Down here?
Yes,
Better question for someone else, perhaps?
yes,
And these cones, obviously, these are not in the image previously.
correct.
And does the couch appear to be in a different orientation?
Possibly.
And what do you recall seeing like a coffee table in prior images?
And that is removed, correct.
We're gonna just zoom in on that in 262, where you asked to take a picture of L5.
Yes,
What is this?
that's the edge of one of the traffic cones.
263?
That is another laboratory marked area, L6.
And it probably hard for you sitting here today to tell us why they marked this or what they did with this, because you didn't do it.
Correct.
263, 264, we'll move through those. Is this your photograph?
Yes,
Is this your initials?
that's correct.
L5,
Yes,
220?
yes,
Can you read that? It's hard to see.
yes.
Okay. 265, again. Is this, excuse me, still L5?
Yes,
Okay. And you're taking photographs of these, whatever they might be on the floor?
with different angles of light.
Okay.
Yes.
Again, is this pretty standard practice for someone who would have been tasked with taking photographs at a scene as you were in this case?
Yes,
Okay. Moving forward from 265 to 266. Again, not asking you to opine what we're looking at, but just that you were asked with taking photographs.
correct.
Okay. Does this floor all appear consistent with that living room floor that we've been talking about? 265, 264, 263?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're almost done with your role at the house, and then I'm going to ask that we break for the day. So just a few more, okay? 267?
The east alley,
Okay. And whereabouts is this in relation to, well, let me go to the next one, 268. Where are we in relation to Allison's house?
that is the alley to the east that runs north to south.
Okay. And can you kind of see on the farthest right of this image, 268, the backyard of Allison's residence?
Yes, sir.
And you can see in here at least photo markers. Can barely see this one up here. I won't ask you to opine on it, but can you see this one?
Yes,
And then I'm gonna dig in one more. What is Exhibit 269? What is this?
that is a closer up image of that communications box at the top of it.
So if we look at this box here.
That's correct.
And again, do you know why you were asked to take a picture of the top of the communications box?
There was some type of marking or transfer on it that they were interested in.
Okay. But again, that wasn't your role in this particular case at this time.
Correct.
Okay. Judge, that might be a good place to stop.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and break for the afternoon. Please remember that admonition as you go home tonight. Please do not discuss the case, do any research, read any news articles about any of this case or anyone involved in the case, and we will look forward to seeing you back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Thank you.
All rise.